Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. Halloween 2019 is almost here and I'm going to present you over 25 items that will delight your display cases for this special occasion. Hey everyone, Halloween is going to happen next week and I've been preparing in several ways. One of them is decorating my camp, and I found out that I don't really have items that fit this special event. So I started researching and I found out so many different items that could fit Halloween. As such, I decided to include enough diversity for you guys to choose your favorites and to pick whatever you think fits your camp and your taste the best. Now, some items in this list might not be too obvious for you, therefore I will explain to give you guys some clarity on why I have chosen certain items and not others. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this farming guide and that you can get all the items that you really loved in here. They are all very easy to farm, you just need to know where to go. So let's jump in. Let's start with this location, which is ideal for people who don't want to spend too much time farming items for Halloween. Head to Lewisburg, and the building is the exact same as the one where you do the Laying Low or the taxidermy questline. It's right here, very close to the spawn area. And as you can see, there is a Brahmin school right on the counter. There are many others inside this building, so if you want to collect several Brahmin schools, this is the perfect place to come. You don't really need to go anywhere else to get, let's say, 4 of them. I think there are like 5, maybe more. And in this small room, you can find a plastic pumpkin as well, which is right on theme. I wish you could pick the alien stuff, but unfortunately you can't. There is also some toys inside, like teddy bears, as this one. I don't think they are rare, they are just common ones, but hey, it's just something I would like you to know. Anyway, inside this furniture you can usually find a clown toy, which looks pretty decent in my opinion, and again, it fits Halloween like a charm. In the second level and last floor, you can find more Brahmin skulls inside the bathroom and some other things that are not really relevant for what we're doing. There they are, a little bit hidden. And in this office room where the taxidermy quests happen, if you check the desk, there is something interesting. There is like a Sentry Bot model toy, so if you like it, feel free to pick it up. Talking about robots, there are 3 others or 4 in total that you can get if you really like robot toys. Now, this is not really my favorite choice, but I will tell you anyway. Head to the Rebka Research Center. You can just go inside, ignore all the enemies outside, they won't follow you. Then head to the very right, this door, and straight until you find this main office. And on the desk, you will usually find 2 figures. One is usually the iBot and the other is the Sentry Bot model. But there are many other office rooms where we can find models as well. For example, head upstairs to this office room right here. And don't look at the desk, it's at this little table with the coffee pot. And as you can see, Mr. Handy is there. Then head downstairs again, and in this office you will find an iBot model right on the files. In this lock room, there is also a figure inside. Again, on the files as well, it's Mr. Goodsey. These are just some examples. There are many other figures across the facility, so feel free to explore if you haven't found the figure you wanted just yet. If you think Halloween is not the same without the iconic pumpkins, then you have a great solution. Just head to the pumpkin house where you can find a craved pumpkin head and a real pumpkin pie, which is food, of course. On the way outside, you can usually find the Mr. Fuzzy plushie, and it's not always the same. This one is quite great because it has an orange tie, which goes perfectly with the pumpkins. Now the head is right there as you saw, and the pumpkin pie is always on the table. Now, keep in mind that when you pick these items, there is a 24 hours cooldown, so don't ever jump. You won't find it again until the next day. We have enough pumpkins for now. What about some bloody and disgusting touch? It's also part of Halloween. And I found out that there are some jarred, scorched parts. Just head to Morgantown Airport until you find the medical laboratory. You can just skip all these enemies, keep going. You can run, run, and run until you find this facility. As I said, it's the medical laboratory. Head upstairs and you will immediately see some jars, one with a foot and the other with a hand. It is pretty gross, but if you keep going, you'll find two fridges at the end of this level, right here. One with a foot and the other with a head. It's my personal favorite right now. You can also unlock the other fridge, but it doesn't have anything new other than what you just found. Pick up your favorite jarred, scorched part and, well, display the creepiness. Halloween is also heavily marked by clowns, and you can get this FASNACH man mask by simply going to Fort Defiance. Yes, you don't need to do FASNACH events, the seasonal one. Just head here and then go right. And be careful with the ghouls. I have already cleaned this place, but there are tons of them, including a legendary. Now you need to go to this room. The Halloween room is close to the office room with some uniforms and a typewriter. Anyway, in the room next door, you will see Halloween paintings in the wall, as well as a Halloween pumpkin, and then the FASNACH man mask on the floor, close to some outfit that is very ordinary. Pick it up and don't forget that there is a 24 hours cooldown as usual. The next items are quite rare and I didn't know they exist until a few weeks ago. Basically, they are real instruments, not the ones you play, but the ones you pick up and then you can add to your display cases. You can go to Hornwright Estate, you need a keycard and then head upstairs through the elevator. Now here at this level, it's the first level, it's between the stairs and you will usually find a snare drum inside this display case. Now keep in mind that there are many display cases in this place and some of them can contain instruments. Now for the beautiful and iconic violin, it's right here in this room with the piano. It's on the same floor as the elevator, and on the display case behind the piano you will usually find a violin. Look at that beauty. You can also sell this since it is a junk item. I love the mystery of witch potions, but since there is nothing alike in game, I decided to include Toxic Goo because it somewhat resembles a witch's potion. And it glows. I love glowing things, so make sure to head to West Tech and enter through the back part of the facility. Clear the super mutants inside the research labs, and then it's time to pick up some goo. There are at least 3 in here. There are more across the facility, but I don't think you need more than 1 or 2 unless you want to fill up your display cases with this sort of a potion, let's call it that way. It looks really cool though, and it glows, especially during the night. I love it. Anyway, the third flask of goo is on the opposite side of the lab, right here in this small room. There is usually an addictol near to it as well. The next one is surely part of my favorites. It's called the cracked DEATHCLAW egg, and it looks really badass inside display cases. Actually, if you place it on the last slot on the very right, it goes out of the display case. But let's go to the Hopewell cave where you can find 2 eggs at least. One of them is normally inside the nest. You can also find some Brahmin skulls around here. But the nest is on the opposite side, right here on the right side when you enter. There is a DEATHCLAW egg as well. It's a food and you cannot add to the display case. I tried and it doesn't let me. The second broken egg is on the floor. You might need to look closely because it is quite disguised. It's right here as you can see. So just pay a little bit of attention and you can easily get 2 eggs if you want. Let's say you don't like animal skulls and you prefer human ones. Well, there is a place that is ideal for you. Perfect. You can go to White Springs, and behind the facility there is some sort of trash area, and you can find at least 3 human skulls. Some of them are as a whole, and some are missing the cap. Now it's totally up to you what you prefer or if you are indifferent to them. All you have to do is pretty much search the floor for skulls. And watch out with the rats, they're extremely annoying. And you will find, as I said, at least 3 human skulls. Now, just so you know, I'm not into cannibalism in game or anything of the sorts, but for Halloween, I think this sort of item really boosts up the mood for Halloween. It is spooky, it is scary, so yeah, I think you should add 1 skull at least to your camp. I also tried to find some exquisite or out of the ordinary items, and I managed to find these NUKA souvenirs, which I had never seen before. You can find them at a Russian house near the Fraternity Row in Morgantown. So you come here, it's the spawn, and then you have to head a little bit to the north until you see a house with Russian letters, which is right here. I didn't know where the entrance was, that's why I went around, but it's right in the front. It's right here in the corner. You get inside, and then you need to go to the right, like here, and to the employees' room. As you can see, it is a really nice room. It's full of NUKA things. And on the petrolier, you will see some red items, a cup, a bowl, and a mug, which are unique in game, and as I said, I had never seen them before, so it's a great touch if you want to have some sort of different items that people have, well, probably never seen before. I couldn't wrap up this video without some toys, and my favorite one is a SOVENIR SLOTH toy. It's extremely cute and lovely, and it fits Halloween really, really well. Go to Grafton and you will usually find a SLOTH toy in the main building with the American flag. It's a responder's outpost, and inside, on top of a furniture, you can usually find a MEGASLOTH. Now this is not a fixed spawn, I don't think there is fixed spawns for this one, but you can find it all over Appalachia, just like here in the Russian house that I mentioned before. If you take a closer look at the bed, you will notice that there is a MEGASLOTH there, and yes, you can pick it up too. What about teddy bears and Mr. Fuzzies? Well, there are dozens upon dozens of different ones out there, and I would probably need to make a full video just for this, but I will give you some examples. Like at the fairgrounds, there are 2 stores with all sorts of toys, but keep in mind that they are all ordinary. You can find these toys all over Appalachia in normal locations, and as you can see, there's the clown there as well. And in the next stop, we have teddy bears, different ones, and that's always a great thing. If you go to the water park, you can also find a store with toys. Actually, there are 2. And one of them is on the very left of the park. You need to take the stairs in here. And as you can see, again, lots of toys and a teddy bear that is a little bit unique. It's not so much part of the ordinary ones. Then you can go forward, keep on going for the second store, which is right here. And again, lots of toys for you to choose from. Lastly, you can head a little bit to the end of the park, to the witches' machines, and in these ice coolers, sometimes you can find unique Mr. Fuzzes. Like I found this one, it's called the spooky one, right on topic for Halloween. And on the next one, I found a ruby one with different colors, but it's the same model. You can also go to the Camden Park for even more toys. You can search around and you will eventually find some, but this park is not as rich as the others in terms of toys, at least in my experience. Well, I think I have presented enough items to delight your display cases for this Halloween. What was your favorite item from the list so far, and which items have I missed? With so many items in game, I'm quite sure I missed a few, but I tried my best to at least present you guys the most iconic and essential items for Halloween. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I would like to tell you that I'm hosting a Halloween event as well. If you are not aware of it, then feel free to join my Discord because the event is taking place right there until November the 3rd. There are some prizes as well, quite interesting to be honest, and all you have to do is submit a screenshot in Fallout 76 related to Halloween. Feel free to check it out and to participate too. One last information here, I'm planning on releasing at least 2 more Halloween videos, one with costumes and the other with weapons and maybe camp items. That's going to be everything for today. Thank you for watching until this point. If you are new around and you enjoyed what you saw, then feel free to click in the subscribe button below. Thank you in advance. I also have a Patreon page for anyone who would like to support me in other ways to keep making this type of content. The link is in the description below, as always. Thank you guys again for all your support. I will see you very soon in the next video. Until then, take care. Adeus. Bye bye.